Do you feel that there's a culture war or social war going on in the country between political affinities?
Oh, it's, yeah, I mean, there's been one for 40 years. It just gets sharper and sharper and more vitriolic.
Is it?
Yeah, this election of Donald Trump really put a wrench into their plans for the workers' paradise here in America, and they are going to do everything they can to pull him down. I mean, everything they can. It's like an opera singer that immediately went to the top note that she has. You know, that's the top note that she's got. She got nowhere to go after this now, so she's going to hold that note for the next 4 years.
Now, people in Hollywood have complained that there's discrimination in Hollywood, but it's not that's not limited to the entertainment industry professions. Isn't there discrimination around the country now from people who claim to be tolerant and liberal against people who are Republican and conservative?
When liberals reach a critical mass, then they begin to become fascists. And they've reached critical mass a long time ago in Hollywood and also on university campuses. So now on a university, which used to be a place where you go to open your mind, now you go to a university to make sure that you come out stupider than you were when you went in. Hollywood has been so liberal for so long, it's just an assumption. And I've heard stories, first-person stories of things that would just, blow your mind. Guys come to a set and say, I'm really upset, we lost a big deal, I need to find a Republican to fire today, that kind of thing. And again and again and again, and some people like Clint Eastwood, force of nature, he doesn't have to worry about anything. But for most of the working people in Hollywood, if they admit that they're a conservative, especially now with Donald Trump, they'll never work again, and they'll never know why. They just won't get hired.
Have you heard of it happening around the country outside the entertainment field?
I've heard it happening in show business, and I've heard it happening on college campuses. And I'm not so worried about show business. It's been going on for a long time here. But college campuses now are getting dangerous. And they're getting dangerous because these Antifa fascists, the anti-fascist fascists, these young men in black boots, black pants, black shirts, black masks, black jackets, black gloves, beating up somebody because they want to go see somebody speak at a university, and they're saying, that's for you, you Nazi. It's like, you guys don't really have the whole idea about Nazis really down, do you? You don't really fully get the concept. So it's been attributed to Huey Long and Winston Churchill, but they both, somebody said, when fascism comes to America, it'll come in the disguise of anti-fascism. And it gives violent people a chance to beat people up. I can knock him down to the ground, he's a Nazi. Because he didn't vote the way I didn't, because they didn't vote either, none of these guys. That the entire plan now for the progressive left is to discredit every conservative or Republican they possibly can. This whole Russian story that doesn't have a grain of truth to it that I can see, and they know it, at the upper levels they know it, it's designed to delegitimize Trump. It's designed to delegitimize him the way they delegitimized George W. Bush because he won an election. And it's not democracy. They don't know how to play with adults, these people. They don't know how to play with adults.
Do you have any concerns about what's happening at Fox News with Lackland and the Murdoch sons, from the right to the left?
I'm not surprised. The social pressure to do that is overwhelming. And I've said for forever now that the problem with conservatives in this culture is that we have Stockholm syndrome. We want to be liked by the people that have a gun to our head, and we're going to do anything we can to be liked by them. And it never seems to sink in. Well, Stockholm syndrome never goes away, right? You want to be friendly with the people who control your life. Mm-hmm. It's a very powerful emotion, and everybody in television would like to be invited to the big parties, and everybody in movies, conservative or not, would like to be invited to Steven Spielberg's house and all the rest of it, and so they start to drift. And the social proof towards leftism is almost overwhelming, but especially in Hollywood and show business.
But what could happen if Fox News goes towards the left? Because it's the only respite for reliability for a lot of the country.
Yeah, there has been, and there's going to be a much bigger opening, which is to go to the right of Fox News, and anybody that's smart enough to move into that space is going to have an audience like Fox News used to have, But somebody's going to have to come in and just play to the right of Fox and they'll pick up all of the Fox viewers, and they'll pick up the viewers that Fox lost. He was a giant, you know. He was a big part of this, keeping this culture alive. But I think Fox, as you say, has really drifted quite a bit.